Support my content by becoming a patron on patreon.com/JaianMusic.
Hi guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of Anime Podcasters. Today, Go Pro Kyo is in the house, and we are doing some one punching and one manning. One punch, one man. Let's get this started.
I am going to kill you for saying in the house.
Yeah, this is not Corey in the house. That's next week's anime topic. Come on.
Oh, okay, I'm out. He's going to be your partner on that one. Please stop beatboxing.
All right. JaianMusic is here. Hotshot is here. And Go Pro Kyo is joining us. How is everyone doing?
I was fine until you invited GoPro to join us.
GoPro calls me this morning. He goes, I want to be on more topics. I'm like, do you want to talk about One Punch Man in 10 minutes? He's like, okay, I'm down. And so we have an extra person here, and I'm so glad. Hotshot, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm exhausted.
He was fine until he woke up.
I was fine, and then I woke up, and then I realized, oh, I have to human with people.
Yeah. I actually have something I need to get through. Did you guys hear about the news that iTunes is shutting down?
I did not.
I did not, no.
Okay, this came out very recently, at the time we were recording this. So I contacted Wooshka, the people I aggregate the podcast to like post it on iTunes and everything. And they basically told me, so iTunes is going to be separated into like a music app, a podcast app. So just if you're an iTunes listener, make sure to shift your attention to the Apple Podcast app and follow us on their Anime Podcasters on that app if you want episodes in your podcast feed. Just a quick keynote. Today, the topic is One Punch Man, Season 1. I'm very excited. Hotshot has recently finished this, and so has Kyo. I watched it a while ago, but like it's such a good show that we can do 1,000 episodes on this topic.
5 years into the future, we have finally seen the One Punch Man.
Look, it took me a while, all right?
It took me a while, too. I couldn't find the dub anywhere.
That's the thing. If you think about 5 years and there's 12 episodes, that's about 2 point some episodes per year.
Well, you know what? That's a new record for me.
That's true.
Oh, good old Hotshot. How did you come across One Punch Man, Hotshot? Like, what were your first impressions when you started listening to it?
It's a superhero and it's incredibly bloody. I mean, yes. What's not to love?
So the gore is what you enjoyed more, is what you're saying.
Well, I enjoy the comedy a lot, especially with Saitama just like not giving a fuck about anything other than finding a tough opponent to fight.
Yeah, I felt like that point was what was going to resonate with you the most. Would that be accurate?
Yeah, especially just like his expression is just like, all right, this is how the world is. All right, this is what I'm doing today. All right, that's fine. Like, honestly, I see it myself a lot in Saitama just dealing with the day as it comes. And not just like, oh, there's a massive supervillain. Then it's like, cool. All right, I'm on my way out.
I think that adds to why people like him so much.
Yeah, just because he's kind of chill about everything.
He's very relatable in his personality is what I found. Would you agree with that, Kyo?
I think the apathy that everybody feels sometimes is just, like, really easy to relate to. Like, especially how, like, I know he says he does it for fun, but the way he, like, goes about it, it feels like every day he just sees it as a chore that he has to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely. It definitely seems like it was a chore, but at the same time, it's like a livelihood that he enjoys because we see throughout the anime that he really wants to boost his hero rank, and he's really, there's one part of the season where he's trying to find the minimalist, like, oh, is your cat stuck in a tree? I'll get it down. I'll go from B8 to B7 for sure with this one. And so this rank system is really like heavily on his mind. What did you think of the whole hero association and the hero rankings and just how that structure is for all of the heroes in the anime?
It made sense, but at the same time, with Saitama completely annihilating every part in the physical aspect, but like the mental, he wasn't exactly all that great. The fact that he was ranked a very low C because of it just kind of... And then they rank him up based on, like, how he actually performs.
Hey, C is a passing grade.
I know, I was a C student.
So was I.
I know what happened. I made it through.
That's why you relate to Saitama so much.
Yeah, right? But then he upgrades to B, and then I just felt myself left in the dust.
I definitely like what I really enjoyed the most about Saitama was just like the battles that he's a part of, like specifically like the Deep Sea King fight, where like for once it was kind of this Namek thing where Goku's not on Namek yet, so Krillin and Gohan have to deal with it. Saitama's not around, so all of the other S-class heroes, Speed of Sound Sonic, just everyone else but Saitama kind of has to like put up a fight against this Deep Sea King, and no one's standing a chance. Genos kind of puts him in his place for half a second, but then the acid shot comes in and Genos like is out of commission, and then Saitama shows up. Moonman Rider's like absolutely destroyed, and he's like, "Oh, good job, man." And then the Deep Sea King goes bye-bye.
Actually, speaking of Genos versus Deep Sea King, can we just talk about that blast that he uses against him real quick?
Oh my god, Genos has such over-exaggerated blasts, in my opinion.
And
that's
I
like,
fucking love all of them.
That's the whole point. Like, it's obviously supposed to be like a DBZ parody of like just like how much I guess how much energy they put into trying to defeat an enemy, but it's still like doesn't always work out.
His superhero name is just overcharged.
Yeah, it eventually does work out, but like the over exaggeration of it just kind of circles back to Dragon Ball for me.
Oh no, definitely.
I mean, you're not wrong. There's a lot of characters that kind of play Dragon Ball cliches. Like the good guy always wins is Saitama because he always wins for one punch. The exaggerated blasts are going to be Genos. The crazy looking villains are just like all of the villains.
Yeah.
And then Yamcha is the bicycle dude.
Yeah, but we like
he tries, but he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, but we like Moomin Rider. Moomin Rider is awesome, except Yamcha just sucks.
I'm aware.
Moomin Rider has way more heart as well.
Yes.
No, yeah, I get that.
That's why he's more likable.
So,
is like just
so
the
he's
fact
more
that
he's more of a Krillin than a Yamcha.
Yeah, he's more
Yeah, I would agree
likable
more with that.
because he tries and he has his heart in the right place. Whereas Yamcha's heart is like, I will be a hero.
And then immediately bitch slap and put in his place.
Yeah, exactly.
But actually, I want to ask you guys, what did you guys think of Genos being a bit of an overachiever with everything? He's always studying. He kind of made me think of Midoriya a little bit, another hero anime, My Hero Academia, where Midoriya is always like studying hard and Master, how can I improve with this and with All Might and everything? And like Genos is always like, Master, what is the secret to your techniques? And then Saitama's like, I do push-ups and sit-ups and I jog and I eat a little bit. And everyone and Genos is like, that's impossible. That makes no sense. And he's always like very like he's always focused.
I mean, honestly, with Genos calling Saitama out on that, it makes total sense. Because honestly, I was calling Saitama out on that. But with his with how much of an overachiever and everything he is, I mean, he just wants to be like the strongest S-rank hero he can be, and he's just kind of always looking like how he can improve himself, how he can be the best hero. I honestly forgot what Genos' end goal is, but he wants to increase, like, be the best that he absolutely can be. And even though Saitama is now a B-rank hero while Genos is an S, there's still a lot to learn from him, it feels like.
No, definitely. And I really love like how every fight he gets absolutely demolished, and then he's like, the doctor or whatever, the lab guy like has recently given me a bunch of new upgrades and I'm ready to do this, and then he gets destroyed again. It's always fun to see this. Or like when they go after the
Oh my god, so he is Yamcha.
No, I would disagree. I think Genos is actually stronger than Yamcha if I had to like.
Well, yeah, no, shit.
He's making the comparison.
Making
We're not
the comparison,
saying...
just like I've made an upgrade or I've trained like crazy and then immediately gets torn up.
That's more so. I would say that's more so like just the Z fighters in general, because they always seem to train extra hard and you start to root for them, but then it's like, oh, Goku's the only answer for this.
Oh, definitely. What did you think of his abilities? Like all of his fighting style, all his cannon attacks, high voltage fist, like all this like robotic, like really cool explosive attacks. What did you think?
Again, the one that sticks with me the most is the cannon blast that he uses against the Deep Sea King, like in the shelter. That's the one that stays with me.
Same.
Oh man, no, I definitely
Something
agree with
else of Genos that stays with me is when he gets melted down to his fucking skeleton.
Oh god.
It was glorious.
So awesomely horrifying.
What about when they get to the House of Evolution and then Saiya's like, okay, there it is, and then Genos is like, boom, pulls up the whole thing. Saiya's like, oh, why'd you do that? And he's like, I thought that would be the most effective way to get rid of the master. He's like, yeah, but you're taking all the fun out of it.
That was the midway point where like they Or do you not remember? It was the guy who
I
had
remember.
all the clones. Okay.
I'm just like, well, I mean, yeah, that's one way to do it, but I wanted to see people explode into bits with one punch.
But they did. They exploded. They were disintegrated. Into
Yeah, disintegrated
bits.
isn't exploded. There's a difference.
Austin is very
The
specific.
show kind
in
of
his
all
desire for
blends it all
carnage.
together. If you get this disintegrated or exploded, and you just got punched. It's the same thing in this universe.
Well, yeah, but when you get punched, you can at least see like all the bloody bits, and then when they get disintegrated, they just disappear. They're just gone. It's like a Thanos snap. You don't see them anymore.
All right, no, I see what you mean. I want to go here with you guys. One at a time. Like we can start with me or whoever. What was your favorite Saitama fight, or just fight in general in the whole first season?
Kyo?
The dream sequence that didn't actually happen.
Wait, what dream sequence?
Oh, with the mole people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was so funny.
Such
I was sad.
bullshit.
It's,
I almost cried.
Yeah. Just what Austin said just now, that's like exactly the reason why I like it so much, is because it didn't happen, but at the same time, that's the closest to seeing Saitama like actually happy that we're going to see for a while, unless season 2 is going to present us with like maybe he actually has like a real challenge that comes up in the next season or something.
Like he actually has a fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I won't comment on that. Season 2 is currently airing, and it's really good. I gotta go with my favorite my favorite fight, and I still laugh at this. Carnage Kabuto versus Saitama is the best fight in all of anime for one specific reason. I'm gonna go on a rampage for a whole week until Saturday. And then he realizes that means there's a bargain there at the grocery market. And he punches Carnage Kabuto in a single punch. The House of Evolution's strongest creature that's been locked away and kept away because he's uncontrollable. And then Saitama's just like, boom, all right. And then Genos is like, we can still make it if we leave right now. And Saitama's like, okay, let's go. Boom. Breaks the wall, holds the wall and goes away. That humor. Oh, I died. Especially when he's like, oh no, I might have made a horrible mistake at this point. And he's like getting like Rock Lee style, like Gara Rock Lee style, where he's getting punched across the room. I apparently made a huge mistake. Oh, it was so great. That was my favorite fight for sure.
So that leaves you, Austin. What was your favorite fight?
The mosquito.
The mosquito.
And I'm not talking mosquito lady. I'm just talking the single mosquito.
The one enemy Saitama will never be able to defeat.
Exactly. That's why I like it. Because regardless of how much like speed and power and everything that he's coming at this fucking mosquito with, he always flies away. And I fucking love it.
It's so great.
I feel that fight. I think that's the reason everybody loves that so
I feel like
much, is 'cause we all have been there.
Saitama has finally found his actual challenge.
His arch rival.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of arch rival, I do have a soft spot for whenever he fights Sonic. Especially,
why is that?
Because just like with how much the Sonic is like relying on speed and everything else, and Saitama just like, can I go home now? And then I'm gonna call it accidental because Saitama didn't punch, because if he did, it'd be fucking obliterated. But the accidental nut crunch that Sonic has to deal with.
That's another very intense move that Saitama has.
Yeah, right? Just
Can I say that I want a death battle between the mosquito and Saitama?
Mosquito wins, dude. Like he killed
No,
the queen.
it's a draw because nobody dies.
He killed the queen, but he'll get a shit. What's the malaria? That's what it is.
Malaria?
Yeah, Saitama gets malaria because of the mosquito.
You know what?
Oh
The
my
only
God.
I imagine the best way that he could defeat the mosquito is if the mosquito lands on him and like it starts to suck blood, but he just flexes and it pops.
Didn't he try that?
No, that's how you do it in real life.
Oh no, it
There's
landed
an
on him and he tried slapping it and then it flew
Yeah.
away. That's right.
No, I'm saying if it
Those
did
are
land on him and he just flexed, he'd probably destroy it.
Yeah, no, it'd be a nuke.
a tiny little mushroom cloud. Pew.
I have to bring this up. There's this OVA where Speed of Sound Sonic. This is like post season 1, before season 2, and Speed of Sound Sonic has the biggest grudge against Saitama because of those events. And there's like a whole OVA just dedicated to that, and it's so funny. I won't spoil it, but like he's just like Speed of Sound Sonic is there, and he has not forgotten that day. Let's just put it that way.
Is that a recent release or has that been out for a
No,
while?
no. That's been out for a very long time. It's an OVA.
Okay.
It's like it goes season 1, 6 OVAs, and then
6?
season 2. Yeah, 6. They're like 10-minute OVAs.
I didn't know they had OVAs.
We don't have them in the set, do we?
We may have to look them up somewhere.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, I can send you a link after. They're really great.
Okay.
Okay, I actually want to ask you guys, I think we need to move towards the end of the series here. The whole ladder arc, the alien invasion, I really want to know your thoughts here, especially because I actually picked the big villain at the end as one of my greatest anime villains, and at that point in time, you guys had not watched Saitama One Punch Man, and I really compared him to Frieza for all of his, going around destroying planets.
Did you
and
select him? I don't remember.
He did, yeah.
I did,
Oh.
yeah.
No
And,
wonder I don't remember.
I really, it's okay. And I really compared him to Frieza. Do you guys see that comparison now? For initial thoughts on that arc, I really want to go over that.
I see your initial argument, but I have to disagree.
This guy isn't nearly as full of himself as Frieza was.
No,
for
I'm
one.
trying to.
Not
I'm
necessarily.
trying to compare the roles here, where going around destroying
Like where
planets,
it's the ruler of the universe kind of thing, like that kind of
like
spiel.
the intention, the intention.
Honestly, because he does go around either enslaving or destroying hundreds and hundreds of planets. That's why he has such a large variety, I guess, of crew, because they're slaves from his planet or from several other planets. And basically, the fact that he just once was Saitama once is just something to actually give him the thrill of the fight, and he reveals that after Saitama starts actually fighting him. I mean, it feels like he's I can see the Frieza aspect of him, but then he's also blending in the strong want to fight the strong, the strong want to challenge.
Yeah,
No,
but
definitely.
the difference is that Frieza is not looking for a challenge. Frieza is just looking to rule the universe unopposed.
And be 3 inches taller.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I see your point, and I understand where you're coming from on that, but character wise, I don't see a similarity, and on top of that, I don't think I think motivation is different, and but I do see the comparison that you're drawing, but that's pretty much all that I see, unfortunately.
No, definitely. But what did you guys think about this arc? They were called the Dark Matter Thieves, sorry, led by Boros. And they come down, and then we really see a gathering of the S-rank warriors. Really, let's do this. We're gonna win against these bad guys. And Metal Bat shows up. You have just everyone who really comes around, and it was just a great battle in my opinion. What were your thoughts on that final portion of this?
Honestly, good, because I mean that was the first time that we've actually seen a huge multitude of other heroes actually fight and see what their skill set was, like the samurai hero, and then the one who was training Saitama and Genos at the time. And I didn't realize how powerful Tornado was until we saw this one. Tornado's a fucking powerhouse.
Yeah.
Tornado is nothing to be messed with.
Tornado is a force of nature, so
That explains it.
yeah, it really does though.
What did you guys think of Meltzgard, the one with he had the beads in his head, and if you slashed it, then he would die?
Oh, right. The clay, the guy who had the 5 heads.
Oh, okay. I heard bees in his head. I'm like
Beads. Bead.
No, yeah, it registered now. Remember, I woke up not long ago. I don't
How
even
dare
know
you?
time
How
anymore.
dare you? No, I'm kidding.
I fucking love that guy though. Just the fact that his weakness can be shifted around, where he can basically decide where it is at all times. It's not in one set space. You actually have to find it. And the fact that he was even pushing back 5 or 6 of the S rank heroes on his own. He was a pretty big badass.
Yeah. Can I say that that first slash from the samurai?
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did he not get at least one of the beads in that? Because it looked like he didn't leave a lot of space. I know, but it didn't look like he left a lot of space between the slashes, because it shows the because the first time he comes in and he slashes in multiple areas. I thought, or am I thinking, or am I just reimagining something completely?
I think
That
it's
didn't
only
happen.
one slash. I think he only cuts his head off.
Was that it?
I think. I'm not entirely sure if I'm being honest.
So Jaian, this is a question for you as well.
Yes.
Did the samurai first strike that he made, did he make just the one slash, or did he make multiple? Because if I recall, he made several, and it was all across the body from head to toe or something like that.
Yeah. Like I think Melba was swinging around, and then they realized, oh, there's this bead, and then like the bead goes back in, and the mask is like,
I mean, like before he, before that whole
like when
concept
he first
came in, like before they knew about the beads.
Yeah, when he first jumps into battle on Clayface.
I think it was a single slash. I haven't seen it in a couple of years too. So, fair point there. I think it was a single slash, and then we move forward into the crazy slashing afterwards.
Yeah,
when
I was just surprised. I'm just surprised
that
that he missed it in all of those slashes.
Just the fact that he said he hasn't seen it in a couple of years, and we've seen it about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Essentially, right?
Yeah.
Right.
After that, what else did you guys want to mention about this? Any other standout characters that you guys really enjoyed throughout the anime?
Throughout the entire anime?
Yeah.
I mean, I loved all of the villains, like in their own right. They were honestly pretty cool. Like
they're not
coming
even...
down from the Mosquito Queen to the Alien Overlord to Sonic to the Sea King and his Sea Henchmen. Actually, I completely forgot they were a thing until now.
Oh, right. That's true. The Sea Henchmen were definitely a thing. I would say Speed of Sound Sonic is more of an anti-hero, no?
No. He doesn't really work with the hero organization. He does just do his own agenda. He doesn't even like help take down any of the villains.
He fights Deep Sea King, which is like a villain.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
that's
like
not,
but he does that
that's for
because
his
he
own...
like comes face to face with them. Like he's not doing it to take him down.
That's for his own benefit. That's not for anyone else.
Yeah. So it's just kind of it's a villain standstill is what it is. Just like two villains.
I just feel like
head-to-head.
he's not as villainous as like the high registered one. Like he doesn't compare to Boros, doesn't compare to Deep Sea King, doesn't compare to Carnage Kabuto in terms of like evil. Do you guys see my point?
I do. Like he just kind of sticks to the shadows and does his own agenda. He's not an anti-hero though. He's not even much of a villain at that point. He's just kind of a dick who does what he wants to.
Yeah.
So he's Sasuke.
Yeah,
Huh?
right. He's Sasuke.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Sonic fighting the Deep Sea King, though, can we talk about Pretty Prisoner?
Why would you bring that up?
Because I don't
character.
want to be the only one who's fucking scarred by this nightmare.
All right, go ahead. What do you want to say about that?
He's a fucking nightmare. There, I said what I wanted to say.
It's my favorite character.
Okay, you are obviously on something and I want it,
I'm on a
but
chair, little man.
I'm on that too. Mine's not doing it for me, though.
I don't know. Like Prairie Prisoner was just like this very sexualized, like character who just wanted to like.
There's
get
a lot of
beating.
women that have there's a lot of sexualized women in anime. Let's give the ladies something, okay?
Well, he does get more
No,
power
no.
when he strips.
Yeah. That was the thing. Like whenever he like removed clothing, he became more powerful, which was. I don't know if I've ever seen that in anime
Okay,
before.
so
It
with
was
that,
just, like,
I
weird.
think that's been
Senran.
done.
Senran's done it.
That's one of them.
Okay.
I mean, Frenzy
Well,
mode.
that was
yeah,
the first
they-
time that was the first time I saw it, at least.
Okay. So don't get me wrong. Like Jaden, actually Kyo too. You guys know
you,
that.
you
like,
know it's gonna
hear
go.
me
We're
out.
gonna get
hear
you wrong.
me out.
Okay, go ahead.
You guys know that like ecchi anime is like the main anime that I watch. Like all of my anime is ecchi. So I don't really have a problem with like nudity in anime, be it men or female. My problem with Pretty Princess is when he strips down, he is completely roided the fuck up, and it's kind of hard to look at because it's just like a massive congealed muscular mass to the point where it doesn't even look, I guess, human.
You gotta feed the Bara crowd, man.
And it's just like, I am the pretty prisoner. I'm like, no, you are not. You are terrifying.
Don't watch Attack on Titan in that case if you don't like naked like things running around.
Oh, wait, then.
Wait, if you don't like naked things running around, watch Attack on Titan? I think you need to
'Cause they're all-
rewatch Attack on Titan.
No, because there's like very muscular Titans that are like not like dressed whatsoever.
Well,
They're
yeah,
just
but
kind of
here's
all-
the thing. The Titans aren't supposed to be human. Like, they're supposed to be human-esque, but, like, they're obviously portrayed as monsters.
I want one
This
of the
guy is
humanoids.
supposed to be human.
I want one of the Titans to have his voice actor.
I want the first episode of Attack on Titan to be the pretty prisoner going over the wall.
It's the Colossal Titan.
Okay. I need to think of a parody scene from Attack on Titan to make myself feel better, and it's kind of working. I'm thinking of Attack on Titan.
What?
You know,
Okay, Joe.
I actually have two things I wanna bring up. What were your thoughts on Metal Bat? Because I really love Metal Bat, and the reason why is because he really reminded me of Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Metal Bat.
Oh yeah, he was
the
one
guy
of the
who actually
high-ranking
used the
S-rates.
metal bat. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
I mean,
Metal
shouldn't be
Bat
that
is the
hard,
guy with the
man.
Metal Bat. Very good observation, Hotshot.
I don't know. I thought it was wood, just
It was
painted
metal.
a pretty color.
It's platinum wood.
I mean, like all anime needs a bratty kind of character like Tornado. All anime also needs like the hot-headed character, just like I'll take you down and just pointing a bat at somebody.
No, definitely.
They all need the Pompadour character. Except I don't like
like
that hairstyle.
He was very overconfident, but like when he needed to like put in work and everything, like he really did. So that's why I appreciate it from him the most.
No, yeah, because like all heroes, when they actually have to put their mind to being a hero, they're all forces to be reckoned with, and they'll all get it done. It's just their personalities sometimes get in the way. Like Tornado's bratty, Metal Bat is full of himself. The Samurai is just kind of it must be done a certain way, like tradition kind of way. And then you have One Punch who's just like, look, I'm just here to get the job done.
Basically, that's how it goes down. Also another thing I wanted to bring up and ask you guys. So this anime obviously is a parody and everything, and it really makes fun of anime in different ways, like overpowered attacks and everything. My favorite way it makes fun of anime is whenever a villain would go on like, you know, those long monologues about I am a warrior from the east side of town and blah 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 blah, and then Saitama would be like, oh my god, shut up! This is boring me so much.
Like
Because
basically
every
just
anime
ripping
fan
it,
feels that way.
just ripping into the bad guy monologue.
Yeah, because everybody's
Yeah.
tired of those.
Well, yeah, because every fan in every anime ever just wants to do that. Just, guys, we're here for the fight. Let's just get to the fight. Like, I mean, hell, there's even been parodies of monologue, like, in Western culture. Like, most recent example I can think of is Shazam. And it's just kind of the bad guy just yelling his monologue. And Shazam's like, look, I can't hear you, so I'm just gonna punch. Is that okay?
Or he could.
That's really great.
It was the joke was that he couldn't hear him. Like even in like the guy was saying it in a low tone voice.
Yeah, and
But like the joke is that like due to sound mixing, Jaden, that you can hear everything that he's saying, but like the joke is that the hero can't actually hear it.
Essentially.
Huh.
Oh, was that a... Damn it, I'm drawing a blank.
Oh boy.
No, you
That's
guys,
okay.
you guys are good. You guys are good. Keep going.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this to you guys. Like, in which way what's your favorite way that this anime makes fun of like other series? You know, for me, it's definitely like cutting in the long monologues. With all the other jokes that this anime possesses, what's your favorite way that it makes fun of other series?
I think the like the over dramatization of the heroes always feeling like they have to be on their last legs in order to in order to win. Like that's a joke that keeps getting repeated with Genos. Like he always feels like he has to do the big finishing move, and it has to like almost kill him exactly, you know? Like I always find it funny how it just comes into like it being just Saitama just comes in and he punches
Genos,
it, and that's
right?
the answer. Yeah.
Just like with how bad
my God,
how
yeah.
badly Genos has been every time, just like, you okay?
Yeah.
You good? You right?
Hey, Janos. I feel like Moomin Rider also fell in that category where he's like, you know, he's always like super busted up. He's like, I will not give up. Like, okay, Rock Lee, go back to Naruto.
It's like, okay, just Saitama just takes off his cape and just covers him. Just rest. Just
you chill out there.
you did good.
You did a
Not
good
really, not really. You tried.
good boy.
What about
He's a
you,
good
Hotshot?
boy.
Like your favorite way that this show makes fun of anime?
Honestly, I would say with how much Genos gets ripped to pieces, and especially
As
just
well,
after
same thing as Kyo.
this is my ultimate move, or this is my new move, or this is the result of my training, or my upgrades. Like, just after all of that, and he still gets torn to pieces every single time.
Yeah.
It's just kind of I feel like that's why they made him a robot in the first place, so you can actually tear him up easily. And B, it's just kind of ooh, how is Genos gonna almost die this time? Like, when Saitama gets in, that's when it's actually going to, like, basically be over, and when you're gonna get the ultimate move. But just with how dedicated and everything that Genos is, and then just absolutely getting destroyed afterwards, and Saitama's essentially like, Senzu Bean! And then everything's fine. Or
Saitama is the Senzu Bean of the series.
he just goes home and just, like, grabs a wrench and calls it good.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, man.
speaking of that scene, though, just real quick, I do want to speak or talk about one of the more serious moments in the show. It's right.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's right after Deep Sea King is destroyed, and everyone is praising Saitama and, like, basically tearing down the heroes for, like, not being able to take him down, like, just having to wait for Saitama. And then Saitama just turning it on its head, saying, "I will take the credit. These guys weakened this for me. Like, they couldn't beat him, but now that I've beaten him after all of their efforts, I can take all the credit." Like, just basically turning it on its head, where they only turn against him and not the other heroes.
No, Saitama definitely, like, because I remember the crowd shouted, like, why are we paying all these heroes if we could just get this one guy who could do it in a single punch? It makes no sense. And then Saitama's kind of forced to do what you exactly described.
Yeah.
I just think, like, it was, like, an honorable thing to do, to just kind of protect the name. Because, yes, he's a hero, but he also represents all heroes as well.
Yeah, and even if, okay, be it him being a hero for fun or being a hero for hire or whatever he actually decides to be, it's just kind of like, he respects the hero code. He respects, like, actually being a hero. He respects, like, what goes into being it. Even if he is just one for fun, he respects the way that the heroes live.
No, he definitely does. And that's because of his upbringing, in the sense that, like, he wants to become, like, he wants to boost his rank and everything. And I'm sorry, but, like, if he goes like, yeah, I'm the best, like, that's not gonna go over well with the higher ups. He's not gonna be able to go.
Well, that's why they didn't do that in the first place. Like,
Yeah,
in terms of, like, writing
exactly.
the manga, they didn't make him. They didn't make him like Naruto in a sense. Like, I have nothing against Naruto. I do really like Naruto, but there are some points where Naruto's cockiness gets to be a bit grating, and they do balance it out with Naruto being kind-hearted, having a soft spot for other people, and just generally being a good kid. But at the same time, his cockiness gets to be very grating, and that's why they didn't do that with Saitama. They decided to make him a little apathetic. It's a little more relatable to people around our age, especially who have grown up with anime, and where they're like, Saitama is kind of like Deadpool in the sense that he's aware of tropes, and he's aware of like, just the way the world around him works.
I think that's a very good point. I mean, he is older, and, like, we saw early on in the series, you know, like, he had his hair and everything, and he was kind of already heroic when that crab guy attacked the kid, and then, like, he defended the kid and everything. Like, he always had that, like, hero edge in him. I don't know how else to describe it.
He always had that fire, like the fire to be a hero, the fire to protect people.
Yeah, no, exactly. I actually want to ask you, specifically to you, Kyo. Did you ever take the time to, like, look at the webcomic version of Saitama, like the very poorly drawn Saitama webcomic? Has that?
I'm just throwing in my 2 cents. I had absolutely no idea it existed. So yeah, this sucked, yo.
It was originally a comic online. Like, it was
Yeah.
like the equivalent of, like, Homestuck or something. For a while, it was like on Reddit or something like that. I don't remember where it was on, but I've seen some of it. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I like that some of the scenes where Saitama goes from being like super detailed shonen and then right back to like the comic style where it's like really simplified, and it's just like, or like that
It's
infamous
just a circle
picture.
with eyes and a tiny mouth.
You know,
yeah,
when he goes,
like that bit,
he
or
goes
like that drawing,
okay.
and that became a meme. It's just the okay,
Yeah.
yeah, like that drawing exactly.
You know what's another moment I really liked when the alien was like, okay, go to your left. He's like, you want me to go to my left? Okay, I'll go right. No, go left. That was one of my other favorite moments. Whenever Saitama would like be in the spaceship and basically screwing over everyone and like destroying everybody's like super strong abilities, and like Boros is like, what is this guy? Like what is this person?
I just want to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the alien Saitama is what me and Kyo decided to call him.
Yeah.
Like, the one who basically just, like, when he answers the phone, he just doesn't care. And, like, all he wants to do is just go home.
Same energy between those two, for real, though.
No, definitely the same energy. Do you guys find the whole idea of a character being able to eliminate everyone in a single punch, like, do you think it was well put together in this anime where you had him, fight Deep Sea King and like in a single punch he destroys him, or he fights Boros, but with Boros it takes more? Like, did you guys like that whole idea behind him where he can't fly, he's just a dude? Like, was it well put together? Like, what was your point of view with that?
Honestly, yeah. Like, I wouldn't have taken this any other way, because, like, yeah, even though Saitama can destroy any villain or anything, really, in a single punch, they still, like, show the other skills of the other heroes. They still have, like, him not being the only one to solve it. And hell, even when the citizens call him out on being, why are we paying all the other heroes when this guy can just get it all done himself? Like, even when it just comes to shit like that, and for Saitama to turn it completely on its head so that they still need the heroes.
Can I make one little additive there?
What?
Or like how you're saying that he's not or like he's not taking credit for it.
Yeah.
He's also doing that to keep everyone else from losing their job in a sense.
Yeah. So he's
so
protecting
like you
the
said,
heroes.
that does show that he has respect for the other heroes, and he knows that they that they all have a livelihood, and that he doesn't want to take that away from them. And
Right.
like he wants that, or like I could be reading too deep into this. It's tossable,
Like,
but
he's
I'm saying that like he wants them to have the excitement and the fun, quote unquote, of being a hero that he doesn't get to have.
Yeah. I mean, like, as Geno says on the final shot, is he's a hero for fun and for profit. So like he does accept the hero thing as a job, but he's also doing it because it's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
No,
So,
definitely.
I mean, as far as the one punch mechanic actually goes in it, they executed on it beautifully, because I mean, there's some characters that even like avoid his punches for a while and still like manage to get him hit every now and again. But when it comes to like literally just like, okay, punch me, and then just completely obliterated, A, you're supposed to laugh, and B, you should laugh because it's hilarious.
And C, laugh.
Right. Just because, like the one punch is, like, whenever, like, you want Saitama to punch these guys. You want him to actually connect a hit. And whenever they do, you're like, oh, like, it's just, like, an exciting thing. But at the same time, sometimes you do want just an actual fight between two characters, like the Alien Emperor and Saitama. Sometimes you actually do want an actual fight. Other times you're just, like, you're the sword guy in Indiana Jones, and you're just Indiana Jones, just shooting him in the head and walking on.
I love your analogy for that.
That's the first one
really,
that came to mind.
I want to start slowly wrapping things up, because we do have 2 audience questions we need to get to. I posted like right before in some Facebook groups, and we got a couple. Okay. Like standout moments. Like, what are your favorite moments from all the anime? I know we went over fights, but like, if there's any other standout moments or characters or anything else you wanted to mention about One Punch Man, what would those be?
I'm gonna say Tornado, when she gets when not drafted, but when she gets sent out to deal with this like giant massive monster and just answers the phone right in front of him. Just like, hey, can you hold on a sec, and just talking to basically her superiors. And then you cut to the next shot of him being in an absolute crater, and Tornado just like, yeah, I'm on my way now. Just like, A, I want to see how that happened, and B, ha. Like, it was just like, I'm also trying to pick moments that like weren't just all Saitama here, because there are a lot of other unique and a lot of other awesome characters. Tornado being one of them, Sonic being another. most of the villains being others, and hell, even some of the heroes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of characters to actually take in on this, but that's the moment that kind of just stays with me, especially like when it's a cutaway of like how strong character is, and you don't see how they did it, but they don't seem like phased in the least. It's just always kind of a soft spot for me.
Oh, definitely. I wanted to go with this is something like being a Dragon Ball Super fan. I am. I totally noticed like Boros' transformations were basically like Saiyan transformations, especially his last one with all the hair in the back. It looked like a Super Saiyan 3, and when I saw that, I was like, oh my god, it's Dragon Ball. That was like my first reaction, and like that is something I noticed, and I really stood out to me just because of how much I love Dragon Ball.
Wait,
yeah,
his transformations?
Boros' transformations at the very end.
Oh, okay, yeah,
okay.
I gotcha.
Yeah, that was like a little standout, like a little golden nugget I found, and I absolutely loved. What about you, Kyo?
God, this show is really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that, like, I like the most standout moment to me that I can think of right off the bat is, I'm gonna have to think back to that dream sequence. That dream sequence is easily my favorite scene, just because of how cool it is, but then it devolves into the fact that it's just a dream and he'll never actually have that fight that'll really happen.
It broke my fucking heart, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
man.
an awesome sequence, but then he woke up and
Yeah, don't you ever have those like dreams where like it's a really good dream and then like you like either get something or something happens in there that you want to happen in real life, but then you wake up and you're like, oh.
yeah, I had that last night, and then I opened my eyes, and your face is just inches away from mine.
Just be glad
Friendship.
it wasn't Jaian.
That's why I patted your face. Just get away.
All right. Audience questions. The first one is from my friend Matthew Scott, and he asks, "Is Saitama the strongest anime character?" Yes or no question.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the parody suggests that yes. I don't know if he really is though, because I think that Zenos from Dragon Ball Super are stronger. They can literally wipe out an entire universe they can Thanos the universe. Just saying. So
That's a
So what? He's not Saitama. He's automatically weaker.
I'm just gonna go out and say I don't really care. Just because like everybody's on like a different level in a sense. Like every author, like these two authors have probably never met. Like, because, like, to me, it doesn't make that much sense. Like, unless you're going to do a death battle with Saitama, then I'll understand that. But, like, power scaling between, like, two different series where, like, it doesn't match up, it doesn't make sense to me anymore.
I'm going to say...
Why are you describing the last podcast so well?
Last podcast. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to say yes, but not because of, like, power scaling or anything like that. But because when it comes to Saitama, literally every opponent we see him fight, except for the final one, when he gets one singular punch in, that villain is automatically down. We've never seen anyone like resist anything. We've never seen anyone like regenerate anything from his punch. And hell, even like he can dish out a powerful attack, but he can also take them, because like when he's thrown through the buildings, or when he's like basically dropped a meteor or something on top of him, and he just like walks out like, dude, ow, like just kind of. Like, it's not just his attack that's to be reckoned with. It's also, like, how much punishment, his durability, how much he can take.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a, look, can we just finish this up? There's a sale going on right now that I really need to get to. It's just kind of a, like, he's not going to bow out and die, and he's not going to give up until the villain's defeated. But his reasonings for actually fighting are just like, look, there's a sale. You don't understand. There's a lot of bread I need. I'm going to kill you now. It's just kind of a... So I'm gonna say yeah, because we never see him like in a life and death situation.
I would argue that Saitama is just as strong as he needs to be. Like he's just, or he like give like any said power level, he's just automatically supposed to be stronger
than that.
Yeah. Like that's the way it's presented in the show. I can only assume that's how it would be like elsewhere.
Okay, now I'm picturing Saitama combined with like some powerful items from other anime.
Oh god.
Like the boosted gear from DxD, for example.
Oh, for God's sake.
And it's just kind of a Like, what if he's that strong on his own? What can he do with equipment, kind of thing?
How about
think he'd break
Saitama Pataras with Krillin?
What?
Saitama and Pataras and Krillin.
Who the fuck is Pataras?
No, but the Patara earrings, like
Oh,
him
the
fusing
earrings.
with.
Okay.
Who is Pataras?
I thought it was a character. I'm sorry.
I
No,
mean,
no, it's all good.
he'd still fight, but then he'd be whining about it.
Destructo
They'd
punch.
have an extra. They'd have an extra reflective forehead then.
Yes, exactly.
Oh God,
exactly.
that's how solar flare really works. It's reflected off your forehead.
Oh my god.
all right,
you
all
do.
right. Let's get to the
Oh my
last
God,
question.
that is how
and,
TN does it. He's bald
Let's
too.
get-
I forgot.
The last question is from Clem Labou. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's a season 2 question, but I won't spoil. Thoughts on season 2 so far. So as we're recording this, season 2 is on episode 9. And I'm just gonna say without spoiling, it's so funny, and it's like it's on par. I'd say even better than season 1. There's so much stupidity, and every episode, like, it's so great. But this one's like not as sequence. You know how like we have like the House of Evolution, the Deep Sea King, the Alien Invasion. This one kind of has like villains like lasting more than 3 or 4 episodes at this point, and that's really really cool because it leaves for more room for like a development. You don't know what these heroes are gonna do next. It's really really good.
Austin took his headphones off for that whole conversation.
I mean, did I spoil anything? No.
No.
No,
but he
but
took it off
at the
because he's a
same-
whiny.
Yeah, I'm not
He's a
whiny.
weenie.
I'm a wimp.
You're a weenie.
I'm a weenie wimp.
I literally just said it was funny.
That's really all he talked about.
Well, then he took a while to say it's funny.
Hotshot's like,
You know
oh
how he
God,
does it.
no, now I know season 2 is gonna be funny. I don't want to watch it anymore. I'm spoiled.
Actually, speaking of spoiled,
What?
this has nothing to do with One Punch Man. I
Can
just
we
want
leave
to
this
say
one
it.
for after the podcast?
Yeah,
Nope, I want this recorded. Kyo accidentally spoiled the entirety of Future Diary for me.
Wow, good job, Kyo.
I didn't mean to.
That's the voice of someone who really didn't mean to, though.
It was an accident.
Hotshot, watch it. Oh no! Spoiler!
No, he just wanted to show me an abridged version of Future Diary, and
And I forgot the second line in the ding thing was somebody spoiling the entire plot twist of the show.
Too bad.
So we stopped it. He looked at me like, "Oh my God."
I'll scratch that one off the topics we'll talk about for the podcast.
It's really funny.
All
I
right,
just wanted to record it. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Yeah. So that was everything. I think we've basically given our thoughts. No need for final thoughts. So let's start. I'll go with myself. So if you guys enjoyed this episode of Anime Podcasters, make sure to follow us on Facebook. The page is called Anime Podcasters. So facebook.com/Anime Podcasters. Go give us a like. And go subscribe to the podcast on YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify. No longer iTunes, the Apple Podcast. And Google Play, that's where you can find us, leave us 5-star reviews, share us with all your friends. We're almost at 5,000 plays. We're at like 4,700 right now. So go stream us. That'd be really appreciated. That's everything for myself. I'm not going to plug GoPro because GoPro is here. So GoPro, go ahead. Who does the artwork for your anime podcasters? I wonder who.
The artwork for Anime Podcasters is provided by Go Pro Kyo. Please follow him on Twitter at Go Pro Kyo.
That's not what I sound like.
That is
exactly
completely
what
what
you
you
say.
sound like.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it is.
Look, you edit yourself so you don't know.
Okay, so is that all you wanted to plug, Kyo?
No, you guys can find me on Facebook and no, I don't use Facebook that much. You guys can find me on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook is GoPro Arts. Twitter is at GoPro Kyo, and then on YouTube is GoPro Kyo, and I also have a new VA channel called Kyo the VA. You guys can look that up. I don't have any content on it, but I will be posting there soon. And that's what's happening with me. Time to go over to Austin, because it's his turn.
You can find me here in Jaden's basement, recording my life away.
Time to go back in.
I don't wanna.
It's time to go back.
It's cold down there.
I know.
I'm in
I
Canada.
really like that new video you uploaded, Hotshot. Wait, what video? When are you uploading?
Soon.
When soon?
I'm not gonna give you a date because I'm not gonna give myself a deadline time because I'm gonna feel
'Cause
like
you're a
shit if I
weenie.
go. I'm a weenie because I'm gonna feel bad if I go back if I go over that deadline again.
Have you recorded anything for your channel so far?
I don't know if you want to
started
answer that.
typing a script.
All right, cool. So
I have one line.
right. So you can expect that in 2035.
I think you're giving me a little too much credit.
all right.
Year
So
3000.
is that everything you wanted to plug, Hotshot?
You guys can also find me here on JaianMusic's channel. You can also find me on on most of the podcasts on apparently the new podcast app, which is just weird to me. You guys can find me over on my channel eventually at Hotshot Ginger, and you guys can also find me over on Twitter at Caution Ginger.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Anime Podcasters. Bye, guys.